Okay, back to the big road trips. This one's the climb of Mount Beauty. Tim has labelled himself as the climbing expert, so he's going to be tackling this one. There's the sign, yep, all nice. Free entry, luckily. Park's trying to get their cheap bastards on. Better be free.
So cruising down the bus lane here.
Yep, that's
getting a bit rebellious.
What we like to do it. Alright, native animals, next 27 kilometres. Let's hope we don't see any contact there. It'd be devastating. Yes. Timmy, any thoughts on tackling this road as compared to Falls Creek? It's
well, I'm going to say this road is going to be a lot narrower than at Falls Creek.
a bit more challenging, you think?
Yeah, going to keep it around a bit more, and obviously I think it's going to be a lot more of a climb up this mountain than Falls Creek.
Yeah, the wildlife looks like it's going to be a bit of a severe danger.
Well, hopefully we don't hit any.
True that. Taking it gentle at the moment, nice and easy.
Cyclists coming downhill.
Yeah, well, it's always the best way to go.
Definitely is.
Panoramic view of the dash. Don't see that detail in Forza.
Probably great detail.
What do we got here? The gorge. Let's look at scenic country up this way. We do have about 12 golf balls in the back, which are going to be a bit of a racket. Ooh, bit of a cyclist around a blind turn. Now these men are reckless. I mean, anyone who likes getting out on a Tuesday morning in Lycra with a nice firm bike seat on their backside, pedalling uphill. I talked about it a little bit the other day, but these guys are just out of control. I mean, who gets enjoyment out of that? It's just, you'd have to be a bit of an individual, I think. Beel puts the foot down, going past some people. Not a great idea. Puts a big sharp hairpin. Here we go. Now the Falcon starts to work. We're in the yellow lines already. Mount Buffalo, probably my favourite of the resorts. It's a bit less low key. You don't have every twat in his expensive ski gear. It's more of a family destination. Thoughts on that one, Beely?
Yeah, hearing you there, man. It's a nice mountain. Nice to look at. And I do believe the chalet at the top is for sale, or maybe it's been sold.
I think it's been sold. It's pretty prestigious up there, that's for sure.
It's a historical figure up in Mount Buffalo, the chalet.
True that. Well, Beely,
A lot more aggressive this circuit going up to Mount Buffalo. Like I say,
we've talked about the sale of the Falcon a little bit now. Thoughts on that? The update. It's going to be sorely missed, but
it will be.
probably necessary given the age and the.
Oh, I don't know about that, because they're not driving an 86 and you're driving a 96. But
Yeah, but
it's still a steady car. But
it's a steady vehicle, but I think change is necessary. Oh, big blind turn. Tucks it in nicely. Got to be careful of oncoming traffic.
definitely do.
Obviously, a big factor is people coming downhill generally go quicker than people going uphill. We're seeing some gorgeous scenery out that way. Lovely. It's been good weather too, especially up in the Alps. Again, Wangaratta's topping 34, 35 degrees, and I think up here, up at the top of the Buffalo, I think it's going to be forecast for about 19, 20. So have fun sweating down there, people, because we're in paradise. Bit of a soundtrack going for you here. This is the Eminem Dido song. Bit of a classic. Stan. Oh, got a downhill cyclist here. Reckless man. I pay good money to see someone fall off, actually. Oh no. Attack, be aggressive, be aggressive. What it? They're everywhere. Oh, tucks it in, nice. Golf balls again, rattling around. These cyclists are just everywhere. I mean, quite surprised we don't see a lot more people from Melbourne come up in prestigious cars like Porsches, Lamborghinis, Ferraris. Come up and tackle these sort of driving conditions, but obviously it doesn't appeal to them, and maybe they're just built for going up and down Toorak Road. We've got another downhill cyclist here. These guys are getting out of control. What's the matter, big man?
Big tap, man. You might want to check your coolant. So we're just 5 minutes into our journey up to Mount Buffalo. Struck a minor error. There may be a little overheating problem here. This could get naughty. Can you get it off at all?
I can. It's going to come off over the top.
Did it actually?
Yeah.
Well, maybe check your dipstick too while you're at it. It's always handy to keep an eye on your oil. And yeah, we are getting our mechanic on. Blue Man's got his debatable face on. Our big unit, you need to wipe that first, and then put it in again. Alright, putting the dipstick in. So I'm going to have a quick look at that little oil. As you can see here, she's on the OK line. Full line's just there. It's definitely what you want. Don't want to be running out of oil like I did once. She causes some havoc, that's for sure. But anyway, Blue Man, you want to take us through your car, having a look under the hood here?
Pretty straightforward vehicle.
Obviously got the big 6 cylinders here.
This is a big 6.
So, covered in a bit of radiator fluid from Beel 4. Got his old big battery here. Let's have a look in there, see if that's on green. Can't actually tell, but yeah, big ignition starter system. Do believe that's the EEC4. Just know these things. That's a big 4 litre.
Big 4 litre.
Well, all over impressive car. We're just gonna walk over the road here. Got a big view up there, sort of the steep climbs we've been witnessing recently. A bit of a burnt tree there. And there's the old Falcon. Well, I was looking back here before, could see a lot of heat coming off that engine, but now doesn't look as bad. So definitely promising signs for times like this. But yeah, we're definitely been through worse than this. Well, Blue Man's going for another attempt at this cap. Definitely needs to be V-logged. Let's go get debatable, folks.
Do you hear that?
How unscrewed is that?
Very. I'm keeping it down.
Is it very? You're holding it down. What happened just then when you lift it up?
It tried to come back out.
Well, as you can see here, it's got a bit of a premature problem here.
Look at it bubble away now.
We're gonna have a little look down here, get the camera up nice and closely. As you can see through this thing here, very bubbly. That actually isn't too good a sign. Actually, that's not a good sign at all. Bubbles are never a good sign. Bubble baths are. Thoughts on this, big man?
Well,
Oh, my old man.
it's cooling down.
My old man said that.
I'm just gonna have to leave it too.
Said that when you turn your engine on, if it bubbles like that, man, you could have blown a head gasket.
Not again.
He's not a happy boy over that.
Someone before.
Oh no. Well, We definitely don't have the tools or expertise to make some on-road repairs here, but she's looking like she's still bubbling quite into this journey. So I think we might resume this fair log a bit later, but signs are definitely a bit glim right now.
Just got it.
The radiator. It's definitely a sight for sore eyes. Well, here's Beely and Blue Man into the journey up Mount Buffalo. Very scenic area. And we found ourselves in a bit of a pickle. Well, the car decided to heat up a little bit too much. Get a bit excited. Jack's not a happy boy. But this is our survival tip 101. So you got a lot of Jack, you crying? A little bit. Yeah, the big man's in need of some time alone. But yeah, you find yourself new to your cars, new to your license and everything, and not always do you know how to get out of these pickling situations. And when you got a hill climb, things you need to very look at is your heat, because a lot of strain on the car, and sometimes it's just not very pretty. So obviously when we were driving up, we saw that the heat was rising rapidly, so we found this little bay here to pull over. Note that it is on a bend, but we're not doing some rookie and just pulling over somewhere debatable like that. Pulling over in the off-road area, nice and safe, so we don't become a traffic hazard. And any cars coming down or up, we'll see the big car here taking up the big bonnet. Lets the engine cool down much more rapidly than having it on. Got a problem like this, you don't want to be keeping your bonnet down and sitting in the car. You want to be getting out, lifting up the bonnet and cooling it down as fast as possible. Now going over to our radiator here, that's your reservoir and that's your coolant. Now in times like this, you definitely want to be checking your coolant, that you're not out, but if for the odd chance you are out, the handy water comes in very, very necessarily. You can fill her up and that will help the car from struggle street to happy street. So you might find yourselves in a big blue getting emotional. Might find yourselves in a situation where you got no water, but never fear. We're on a mountain, a big one at that, and just taking a little stroll down here, going to find something very appealing. But here we go. Here we got a natural spring gushing out of the mountain. Now that water there, guaranteed to be fairly clean, despite the green looking pipe. So when you got a situation like this and you got no water, instead of sitting down having a look, you could definitely get up and fill your car up with some water, get you home in one piece. But anyway, that's our handy tip of the day, the old overheating car. Blue Man, got any comments to add?
No comments.
Well, one thing's for sure, wouldn't have happened if it was an Nimbus. Over and out.
Just gonna have to wait a little bit longer again.
Alright, Big Blue Man's having another attempt at the old radiator cap here. It's definitely a sight I don't want to be missing on the vlogs. There could be some spewing. Actually, might stand back a bit here. Could be gushing out. Looks. Get her off, man. Get her off. She's looking.
Get your mum off.
Unproven car. Yeah, you get her off, big go, innit?
Well, finding it hard. There we go.
Give her a little wiggle. Here we go. This is what we wanted to see.
Yeah, it's not even that low.
Just gonna get in here and
We
have
got
a
that
look.
water bottle, Beel?
You've definitely got some in there, which is a good sign. Yeah, big man, it's just in the car.
It's not really.
And we're having a look in the reservoir as well. But look, when you can, I say we top her up. Blue Man's repping the old pump bottle. We'll be looking to get some sponsorship from them when we become a big hit on YouTube. But here we go. Pouring that water in. Big Man, fill her up to the top. Big Daddy-O's recommendation, till she overflows, in his exact words actually. But yeah, we're going to pump some water into her and then give it all she takes. Might have to make a trip to that spring.
Don't think it's going to be necessary.
Well, I definitely think it's necessary. I'm going to record the blooming cyclist. Yeah, the old windy hill roads, very notorious for motorcyclists. They love the cool breeze, the windy corners, the gay fags walking like that. But it's definitely burnt my corneas. That did, but yeah. So yeah, when you're also driving on these roads, you want to be wary of the cyclists. They cut the corners and do some debatable things. So when you're round in the big blind corners, keep an eye out. Blue man coming over here to fill up some of that natural spring water coming out of the cracks of the water mountain. Filling her up nice and quick. Also, your radiator cap is extremely hot. You definitely need a good half hour at times to cool it down. Now you need something to put over, and instead of using your best Sunday t-shirt, if you just use a little know-how and have a look around, look at that. Big rag just sitting on a tree. Some people might think that's just a nuisance, but for me and the big blue man, we don't be using our prestigious Melbourne hard tops to open up a dirty radiator cap and get that covered in green goo, that's for sure. Nice little scenic spot we pulled over at.
Created by millions of years of...
well, the blue man's... the altitude's obviously getting to his head up here. But any normal human being will tell you that back in the old days when the big flood came, the big plates underneath our earth were moved substantially, pushing up large amounts of earth and creating these mountains as we see them. Bloody beautiful, that's for sure. Definitely not happening from some ridiculous idea of a chemical reaction, that's for sure. There we go, just pouring her in. Oh no, don't put that on yet.
Why not?
Because
Why?
Getting some vision in there. She's filling up a bit because that's where it sucks out. To fill her up to the top. The old man said just fill her right up to the top until she overflows, because then we need to turn her on with the cap off and see if there's any bubbles coming up. And if there is, that's a sure sign of a blown head gasket, which it's not what we want. Well, Big Blue, is that a leak I see here, or is that just look, get a big wipe happening there? We might be onto something. Yeah, just wipe all that area under there. Also,
I think it's just overflowing.
Yeah, be careful with these things. I think it is too. Well, here you go. You can do some filming for a bit.
Oh, I'll turn the car on. See how it goes.
I'm just going to turn the car on. He hasn't quite filled her up to the top, but yeah, patience is running thin, that's for sure. Got the old locals driving up, giving us a good look, so I'm going to just step back a bit. Blue man's going to start her up. So we're going to have a look in here, and big man, nah, but probably should have kept it going, but anyway.
It's alright.
Look.
We're going to start our descent now, make our way back to Wangaratta. Clearly, hopefully with the new Falcon, I should be getting quite soon.
You don't want to leave this here.
Looking at an AU. It should be fine.
We're alright. Oh, no, we're alright. Yep.
Thanks very much.
Prestigious. Got some very caring. But yeah. Well, in a world like today's, there's a lot of debatable things that happen, and it's really good to come to a country like Australia. You know, a steady country, growing, strong, wealthy, and having your arid, yeah. And that's why we're never going to allow gay marriage in this country, because I allow good morals. Might edit the poofed later, but yeah, that's a debatable call. Alright.
Well, big man, swap the plates. I'm going to carry this dragon home.
Well, big man's not trusting me on the drive. It's a bit of a debatable call. Big man, I'll take it down.
I'll take it.
There's nothing you can do that I can't.
I want to take it down.
Big Blue, you've driven all day.
Taking it down's my role. Come on,
Don't even.
It's my role.
Man, we didn't even reach the top. And I helped you, like, fix the car. Big Blue man's been debatable. Get the keys off him. Just trying to rob the experienced Beely here.
Beely, can you pop the hood again? I'm just going to double check the radiator cap.
Yeah, well, after that call, I'll be popping his mum's hood. Yeah, having the camera by myself, you know, Blue man can't hear me can be debatable, but yeah, this is going to be the end of my filming. And yeah, Big Blue will be taking us downhill for what shall be a debatable descent. Over and out.